Good afternoon. This is a pen letter to my son. I was scrolling on TikTok last night, and there was this content creator that had 7 questions that a son should ask his mother before she dies. And it dawned on me that you're never going to ask these questions because you just wow right now. You all over the place. So I thought I would make these videos in the event that, life has called me home and these may be some things that you are wondering. So I thought I would do a quick short video every day to answer these 7 questions. Question number 1 says, what is my happiest memory of you and me? And to answer that question, my happiest memory would be the day that I saw you born. Happy, healthy, crying, and I was very excited to know that you were healthy. I was very happy to know that everything that, happened worked out well. You came just a little bit early. You were due September the 5th, but you came August the 27th. And so that kind of gave me some concerns because I wanted to make sure you were in the oven baking long enough. And I wanted to make sure that you were healthy. My other concern to your health was I had a wreck. Somebody hit me from behind when I was about 8 months pregnant with you, 7 or 8 months pregnant with you. And they kept me in the hospital, I think overnight, just to kind of monitor you and keep an eye on things. Well, the bang of the car was really hard, and it pushed the car a couple of feet down, and that was very scary for me because my concern was, did my stomach hit the steering wheel? Like, all these concerns were in my head of, is my baby okay? And so I was really grateful to see that you were healthy. So to see you born, I was really happy that you were healthy. And then 3, it was very stressful. It was very stressful being with your dad. Like, I don't think fatherhood has set in on him, not even at your age today of 21. But I most certainly know it had not set in on him when you were born. I don't think he had an idea of what fatherhood should be or what it looked like, even though he had a father in the home. I just don't think he got it. I think he just, and I'm not trying to slam your daddy. I'm just explaining my concerns for when you were born. And so the stressfulness of living in a household with a man that I had, at that point, I had moved in the other bedroom because I wasn't dealing with your daddy and his cheating and his lying, all his antics and his drama. And of course, you've lived through that your early years. And now I can only hope by the time you have to watch these videos or see these videos, I can only hope he would have tapered down or something would have happened to make him wake up and get it, like shake him into reality. Because, like, shit, at 48, 49, he ain't got a clue in hell. But living with somebody who behaves like your father does was very stressful. And I was concerned that me stressing every day and the wreck and the fact that you came early was very stressful. Like, I was really concerned. So when they told me you were born happy, healthy, that was very happy for me. That was an exciting time for me. And then to see your sweet little face, I was elated. And I was also excited for that. So that was a very happy moment for me. Also, just watching you grow as a kid. Like, the great thing about it, when we lived in Memphis over there on Corner Oak Drive, when we lived over there, I think every day because I worked at night, I worked at FedEx at night, and your dad worked in the daytime, so we could kind of minimize sending you to a daycare. Even though we paid daycare, there was a daycare that was 1 block over. And you went to that daycare like when I just needed the rest, like when my body was going to crash and I was going to burn out. I would take you to daycare because I just needed to sleep. I wasn't sleeping. And so, but I have always had a fear. I never let you go to sleepovers. I didn't, on my watch, I never let people babysit. Like, I just did not believe in that. I just had fears and all those things, and so I just didn't do that. But because your dad worked days and I worked nights, it gave me the opportunity to be up and with you in the daytime. And I would sleep kind of in the evening right before I went to work. So my happiest moments were when you were learning to walk and when I got to potty train you, and just teaching you little things in life in those areas. My memories still can remember you learning how to walk, and you learned how to walk with this crazy little toy you used to like. And it was kind of like a little push mower, but it had like things to do on the front. And you loved that little toy, and you got behind it one day and you just started pushing it and walking, and you was gone. And the rest was history. Like, you walked that day forward. And I was so proud of that, because I was like, oh, this boy can walk, and I was just beaming with pride just to watch you make all of your milestones, and you were just such a beautiful kid to me. I don't know, you remind me so much of myself, but then you kind of look like your own little self, like, and I just love watching you grow. And so my happiest moments are just the time we got to spend together. It didn't cost us money. Like, sometimes I would just grab the pool, your little plastic pool, and drag it out in the front yard and fill it with water. And I'd put me a little blanket out there, and you'd splash around in that water till your daddy got home. And then you'd be so excited to see your daddy. Oh, you about break your ass getting out that pool. And you would just scream, and daddy would be home, honey, and the world would be right. And just to see your face, excited, brimming with life, with happiness, with joy, that was my joy. Even though in the back of my head, I was thinking, yeah, this, I'll tough it out. I'll ride the wave as long as I can wake up every day and see that face happy. If that is happiness, my misery can stay in. I'll be miserable to the day I die, as long as my life can produce that joy. To see you smile, to see you happy, to see you crawling and walking and growing and learning to talk, and just all the things. And so those memories were just outstanding for me. And I enjoyed motherhood. Motherhood has been the best thing ever for me. And I know sometimes you just feel like you got to go your own way. You got to do your own thing, and can't nobody tell you nothing. I get it. I don't raise too much hell about it, because hell, that's what life is. Everybody's got to go learn the shit their way. But I was so happy. I was so joyful. And I love that you were a fat baby. You were 8 pounds and I think 12 or 16 ounces or so. You were almost a 9-pound baby. You were a fat ass kid. And I love fat babies. I was so happy to see you a fat baby, but I was pregnant. I was good. I don't have a lot of pictures of me pregnant because I didn't like people looking at me pregnant, because I was fat. Because I ate well. I rested as much as I could. I took excellent care of my body because I knew you were feeding off of me. And so I ate very well, honey, and you coming out almost 9 pounds for sure reflected on me eating my ass off. So I was really happy to see a fat baby. I wanted a fat, chunky baby, and that's what you were. You were a fat, chunky baby. And you were so beautiful to me. You are such a beautiful kid to me. And I'm just really blessed that I had those moments. Like sometimes they got overshadowed. And I'm sorry. I couldn't fix that. But those things were very special to me. I loved our cuddle time. Like when we could, like when I would get off work, you would be in the bed with your dad, and I would get myself settled, take my shower because I'd be filthy. I done worked at FedEx all night throwing boxes, and I'd be a mess. Get my shower and get all your bottles washed and clean the house back up and all the things. And then I would go in there and get you out of the bed with your dad and take you in there in the bed with me. And then change your diaper, feed you again. We would play for maybe an hour or two. You'd be woke and we'd be playing and giggling. And then you would fall back to sleep, and me and you would sleep in the front room. And so that private time with just me and you, just me being able to nurture and absorb the beautifulness of motherhood was what I adored. And I relished in that. Like I adored motherhood. Like I really, and looking back at it now, I probably should have had kids faster, because I really wish I had some staggerlings, because like empty nest syndrome is kind of real. But I enjoy motherhood. I enjoy the blessing that God gives you to be able to raise another human. And so to watch you grow and to watch you become the man that you are becoming, it's a beautiful thing to me. Like your journey is going to be different than my journey. I was a lot less hiccup. And the ironic thing, let me speak of hiccups since that just done came up. Pokey Boo and your Uncle Charlie, we were all just on a text message just the other day, just having a conversation. And I said, sometimes I just felt lonely being the only girl in the family. And sometimes it just felt lonely in the house because it seemed like mom drove all her energy into y'all. Like she didn't focus on me. And so I get why. Like they were the knuckleheads. They were the hard-headed ones. And I was the good kid. And so that I kind of wish I could have had some knuckleheads running around the house. Maybe, I don't know, some good kids. I don't know, some divide and conquers. I don't know what I was really hoping for, but I just knew one was enough. Like I knew that I didn't want to cross that barrier with your dad again. I knew he wasn't going to be the man that I was going to have kids with again. And I just never found anybody else that was worthy of that energy. That I just realized your daddy sucked all the energy out of me, and hell, I didn't have it to give nobody else, especially if they was gonna turn around and start acting crazy like he did. So I don't want none of that. So you don't have any true birth siblings out of me, because I didn't want to be bothered with that shit no more. Hell, going back and forth to court, that shit was crazy. I didn't want that shit. So I take your time and my time now very, 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 it's very important to me, because some of it I wish I could get back, because you grew up so fast. It's almost like you were walking today, you were talking, you were playing basketball, and boom, you were in high school, and then bam, y'all moved to Ohio, and then poof, back to Jackson, and poop, you graduated. And it was like, holy shit, the whirlwind. It was just like, I couldn't slow it down. You had grew up and it was fast. And so I have adored watching you grow and watching you become everything that God wants you to be. And I am so proud of you. I am so proud. Your ups, your downs, it is all working for your good. It is all working for your good. To hear myself say that out loud, I think in my head I wanted you to be a little boy forever. I wanted you to be that little boy that would always sneak in my bed in the middle of the night. You did that a lot. even though your room was right across the hall. I love that. But I needed to challenge you to grow. And so I would put you back in your bed. But truth is, I really did love having you to sleep with me, to cuddle with me. And now that you're 21, and I don't get to see you every day, and I don't get to hear your voice, and you live so far away, at 21, my joy is when I do get to see you. I'm so excited to see my son. And it's like every time I see you again after 7 or 8 months, when I see you that time, something else is different about you. You're taller, you're broader, your voice is deeper, you got a little mustache, and then your little beard is kicking in, and then your hair goes from here to here. And it's like every time I see you, you're just a different human. And I love that. I am so, honestly, I couldn't pinpoint one thing that I just loved. I just enjoyed watching you grow. So, I think I answered question number 1. These videos will probably sit in a cloud forever. So whenever I'm dead and gone, you can play them back and say, boy, my mom was nuts. She really did love me. And I do. Who gonna check me? Nobody. But anyway, I love you, kiddo. Reach for the stars.